So my name's Christopher Prouty, and I'm a lecturer here at University of Pittsburgh. When I was really little and I was inspired to make movies, um, it's a childhood memory actually. My dad was watching Masterpiece Theater and they were playing Citizen Kane. My dad was a workaholic, and he actually was a research scientist. So he was gone at like 5 a.m. every morning and he'd come home at 6 p.m. So when I had a moment of bonding with him, it was kind of special. And he was watching Citizen Kane. And I didn't know what in the world it was. It was really weird, right? I was like 3 or 4 years old and I was like, what is this bizarre, but like this black and white radio/movie drama? What is this? And my dad was so into it that I was like, okay, I'll get into it too. It took me many years later to figure out what in the world it was, right? I had to watch it numerous times again to even realize it was a masterpiece. And so I think that little seed of this is something my dad likes, this is something that's actually engaging, this is something you can share with somebody else. I think that was potentially the inspiration for getting into film and television. When I got to University of Southern California in the late 90s, I was just wide-eyed and, hopeful, right? And so I would do anything and everything I could just to be on a film set or a television set. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was just a huge boom of reality television programming because it's inexpensive to produce. And I landed on a show called Little People, Big World, which is really fascinating, and as an assistant editor. So I would just sit there in front of an Avid computer and digitize all this footage and then sort it and organize it for the editors. Those were early jobs of just getting my teeth into the industry and trying to make my way. While I was doing that, I was interviewing for jobs like at Nickelodeon. At Nickelodeon, I did assistant writing. So I got back to the writing angle of sort of my background and sort of my joy. And I was assistant writer for a season on Danny Phantom and a show called The X's and Fairly Odd Parents. Part of being sort of a senior in the Indiana University communications program is teaching underclassmen how to do what you're already doing. So I was actually TA for how to do a studio camera and how to do it a switcher and how to be an assistant director and how to be a camera op. So that might have inspired me to say, this teaching thing is kind of interesting. Maybe this is something I can sort of back pocket, right? That moment when a student actually gets it, like something you're trying to explain and that you can see a light go off in their eye, like that actually is one of the reasons I think I continue to teach.